Okay everyone, today we're going to be studying about factorizing atau memfaktorkan. Okay, let's start. Let's have a look at number 1. Number 1 is x squared plus 5x plus 6. When you see a question like this, you need to find two numbers. Okay, I'm writing two numbers. Okay, two numbers when you times equals to 6, and then when you plus equals to 5. How did I get the 5 and 6? The 5 I got from the middle term. You see that? The 5. And then the 6 I got from 1 times 6. The 1 is the coefficient of the x squared, and the 6 is the last number. Got it? Okay. So let's find the two numbers that if you multiply equals to 6, and if you plus equals to 5. Yes, the two numbers is a 3 and a 2. Or a 2 and a 3. Okay, so let's write down. It's 2 and 3. Done. Because the 2 and 3 is positive numbers, I can immediately write it like this. So the factors are x plus 2 and x plus 3. You can switch it and write it as x plus 3 and x plus 2. Okay, so this plus 2 I got from this 2. The plus 3 I got from that 3. And you can switch it. Okay? Got it? Done? Yes. Now we're going to do number 2, yeah? Number 2 is similar. We're going to use the same method. So we want to find two numbers. If you multiply equals to negative 20. How did I get the negative 20? I got it from the invisible 1. I multiply it by negative 20. So two numbers. If I times equals to negative 20. And if I plus equals to, can you guys see it? Equals to 1. How did I get the 1? Because there's an invisible 1 in front of the x. Yeah? So, if I plus equals to 1. Done. Okay? So let's find the two numbers. So the two numbers will be, okay, let's see the factors of 20. The factors of 20, a pair of it is going to be 5 and 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay? But unfortunately, it's a negative 20, so we can't use 5 and 4. So, okay, what is it? If I multiply equals to negative 20, but if I plus equals to 1. So, one of them should be negative. And the one that's negative is going to be the 4. Why? Because 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. 5 plus negative 4 is positive 1. Done. Okay, so the factorized form of x squared plus 1x or x minus 20 is x plus 5 multiplied by x minus 4. It's x minus 4 because the 4 is negative. Okay? I hope it's clear. Now we're going to do number 3. Number 3 is a little bit different because the coefficient of the x squared, if you see, let's go up. The coefficient of the x squared is different to number 1 and number 2. In number 2, have a look. The coefficient of x squared is a 1, even though they didn't write the 1, but there's an invisible 1 there. But for number 3, the coefficient of x squared is a 6. So we're going to do it a little bit differently to number 1 and number 2. Okay, so let's do it, yeah? We're still going to be looking for two numbers. Okay, so now two numbers. We want to find two numbers. If we times equals to 48. How did we get 48? Okay, that's an ugly 8. I'm going to rewrite again. So equals to 48. How did we get the 48? Have a look at the coefficient of the x squared, which is 6. And the last number, which is 8. So if we multiply equals to 6 times 8, which is 48. Okay, got it? Okay, now from that two number, if we plus, it has to be 16. How did we get the 16? The middle number. Okay, now let's find two numbers. If you times equals 48, but if you plus equals 16. Can you guess? Yes. The two numbers, they are 12 and 4. I was like a little bit, I doubt myself a little bit there, yeah? So 12 and 4, because 12 times 4 is 48, and then 12 plus 4 is 16. Okay, Now for this case, we can't just put like this, x plus 12, x plus 4. We can't do that, no. Why? Because the coefficient of the x squared is 6, so we can't do that. It's not as easy as that. So what are we going to do? Okay, so we're going to use the 12 and 4 to split the midterm. The midterm is the 16. So we're going to use it to split the 16. So let's rewrite the question again, but we're splitting the midterm. So over here, okay, the 6x squared, we're writing the 6x squared. Now can you see the plus 16? We're not going to write plus 16, but we're going to write 12x and 4x. So plus 12x and then plus 4x and then plus 8. So pay attention. This 12x and that 4x is actually the 16, the midterm. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so what do we have to do next? Terus selanjutnya diapain? We're going to split into two partitions, yeah? Two partitions. Okay, so we're going to split it into two partitions. Have a look at it. Yeah, so there's two partitions, the left side and the right side. So we're split into two. We're going to operate the left side, so we're going to ditch out the common for the left side. So this bit here, we have to ditch out the common. We've learned that from the previous videos, okay? So 6x squared plus 12x, what's the common factors of 6x squared and 12x? Yes, the common factors is 6x. Why? Because 6x squared and 12x both can be divided by 6x. So 6x out you go, and then you multiply it with x to become 6x squared. And then you multiply it by 2 to become 12x. Okay, so we're done with the left side. So 6x, you multiply by x plus 2 to become 6x squared plus 12x. Now we're going to do the other side, yeah? So let's have a look at 4x plus 8. The 4x plus 8, let's find the highest common factor of 4x plus 8. The highest common factor is 4. So plus 4, because the 4 is positive, so plus 4. So 4 out you go, and what's inside the bracket? 4 times what equals 4x is times x. 4 times what equals 8 is a positive 2. Okay, so 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. Now pay attention to what we have there. We have x plus 2 and another x plus 2. It means that we're on the right track. Because we're on the right track, we're going to take out the common for the second time. So the common from that form is x plus 2. Why? Because both of them has x plus 2. So x plus 2 out you go. So I ditch out the x plus 2 and I'm left with 6x plus 4. How did I get the 6x plus 4? I got it from this and that 4 there. Okay, so the factorized form of 6x squared plus 16x plus 8 is x plus 2 multiplied by 6x plus 4. Okay, let's do another one that's similar to number 3. Yeah, so let's do number 4. Number 4 there, the coefficient in front of the x squared is not an invisible one, but it's a 2. Okay, so we're going to do the same method as number 3. So let's find two numbers. If we multiply equals to negative 12. How did we get negative 12? It's from the 2 and the negative 6. Okay, after that we need to find two numbers. If we plus equals to negative 1. How did we get the negative 1? See here, the negative x, there's an invisible 1 there. So there's a negative 1 there. So if you multiply, it equals to negative 1. Now we need to find two numbers. If we multiply, it equals to negative 12. If we plus, it equals to negative 1. Find the factors of 12. A pair of the factor of 12 is 3 and 4, or 4 and 3, yeah? Now 3 times 4 is not negative 12. 3 and 4 is 12. So one of them should be negative. Which one is negative? The one that's negative is negative 4. How do we know that it's negative 4? Because if we plus 3 and negative 4, so 3 plus negative 4, it's negative 1. So it's 3 and negative 4. Again, we cannot use 3 and negative 4 directly to become the factorized form, but we have to use the 3 and negative 4 to split the middle term. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to rewrite again the question. So it's 2x squared. Now instead of writing negative x, we're going to write plus 3x and then negative 4x and then negative 6. So this is that. Okay, so we have that already. Now we're going to split it into two partition. There you go. You got the two partition. Then we're going to ditch out the common for the left side. Let's ditch out the common for the left side. The common factor for the left side is just an x. So x, out you go. There's out. And then what's the one inside the bracket? Is 2x plus 3. How do we know? We have to multiply it again. So x times 2x is 2x squared. X times 3 is 3x. Done on the left side. We're going to do on the right side. Okay. Negative 4x minus 6. What's the common? The common is negative 2. So negative 2, out you go. There. And then what's inside the bracket? It's going to be 2x and then plus 3. Why is it 2x plus 3? Because negative 2 times 2x is negative 4. Negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6. Okay, done. Now we're going to do the final step of ditching out the common again. So you see, we have the common is 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 3. So we're going to ditch out 2x plus 3. So 2x plus 3, out you go. That. And we're left with x minus 2. Okay. So that's the factorized form. Actually, you can like switch it. So it can be x minus 2 and then 2x plus 3. It's okay. Alrighty. So done with number 4. So number 3 and 4, you have the same method. Yeah. So you can't directly put into the factorized form from the two numbers that you got. Okay. Now I want you to try number 5. So have a go with number 5. And if you guys already have the answer, you can write it down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And see you on the next class. Bye bye.